Hi guys, so I'm gonna record a video about this new AI search tool which is Perplexity AI. So let me search for it, just give me a moment. Perplexity AI, because I think it's gonna be a really good tool for um, search. So, what I would like to search is so it's like I was trying to search regarding tutorial on stochastic gradient descent, right? Because this is something which I love doing, gradient descent. And let's see what does it suggest. So the best part about this AI search tool compared to Google search is that instead of going through the links, you directly get a summary what is stochastic gradient descent. uh, the reason I search stochastic gradient descent because it is an important part in machine learning for making decisions in real time, or maybe let's compare it to a real life example. In the autopilot, Tesla autopilot, it makes use of stochastic gradient descent. I don't know how many people are aware of this thing, but yes, it is, and they use PyTorch to implement the autopilot. I mean, I can go in details, but I think it won't be very relevant with what I want to explain it today. So, and it isn't as it suggests the definition for stochastic gradient descent. It is like a greatest maxima if you guys are aware of calculus, because I am really good at calculus. I mean, because I did practice a lot of calculus in my year 12 then. So it's about initialization parameters and the loop. So you can get examples about, and also the link for YouTube videos and this towards data science. I think most of you are aware of this website, right? It's the first website link you get when you search on Google. And this YouTube video, because I used a YouTube channel to understand the machine learning fundamentals. I can't recall the name, but I think it is very popular. I don't know. Just let me just click on this. Yep.
Gonna do something crazy.
Yeah.
Gonna do something random. It's gotta be stochastic. It's gotta be StatQuest.
StatQuest. Yep. I think it's the
Hello,
best place
I'm
to
Josh
learn machine
Starmer.
learning.
Welcome to Stat.
Yep. And let's go back. Um, there are so many things which they usually people search, and for example, even if it gives you the previous search result, this pattern is very similar to ChatGPT, because most of you are using ChatGPT now, right? And I think it is gonna be a very important tool in terms of learning things from the future perspective. I'm not saying I don't know whether it's going to replace Google search or not, because it's very hard to predict all those things. Google has equally done a really good job, but and even you get follow up questions, because usually when you go through a topic, you have few questions in your mind, and it's very hard to come up with the follow up questions, right? So the first question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of stochastic gradient descent? I'm just giving you an example of how it works, because I think there are videos on YouTube, but I don't know how much they understand AI. I have no clue. I have done a bit of um, training machine learning models on various of variety of data set. Even I've done those neural networks. So, and I kind of understand how things actually work. That's why I do not jump around whenever there is a new tool, because when you actually understand what's happening behind the scenes, you are not like, oh, it's gonna be, because they're very similar in terms of, it's just the UX which changes. The underlying concept is same. So this is also explaining the second question: what is the relationship between learning rate and convergence rate in stochastic gradient? I think this is the most important part of the stochastic gradient descent, and that's it, because did a bit of training of neural network and the machine learning models, and I did it using Python and R both. I mean, I would not go into too much details, but yes, it was really interesting to train models, and because it is like it gives you a sense of excitement compared to just doing a normal coding, Python coding. It's different because now I don't know how things gonna change in the future, but I think this tool is will be really helpful for students as well as the people who are preparing for, I think, the certification exams, because in Google you go through a ton of links and you end up with, I mean, you do end up with something, but it's like a lot of it's time consuming process. To get the same amount of result, you can just go to Perplexity AI. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm gonna be using it. I mean, mostly unless because you go to Google search to get the website, that's a different part. But if you want to understand something, you can basically use this tool. And StatQuest, that's my favorite uh, place to learn machine learning tutorials or machine learning concept. I think it is one of the best YouTube channels compared to all the YouTube videos out there, because it makes it really simple to understand. And even I did comment on the StatQuest, one of the machine learning videos, while I was doing my degree at in data science. So I really like those concepts. And so that's and what else can I was also searching about, can you give an example about matplotlib library, because this is like plotting, having those line chart or maybe any sort of chart, it doesn't matter, like x-axis and y-axis, and you put the labels on x and y-axis depending on what variables you have. And it is kind of really that these sort of plots exist. It's just basically showing you how to actually, I mean, the way it has enhanced and simplified the process of searching for specific topics and understanding it. Because I like doing these things, and I do it not, it's just based on interest. There's nothing, no hidden motive or like I'm selling something. And no, I'm not recommending anything. It's just free tools based on interest. I like doing it, that's why I'm doing. And that's the reason I was able to learn machine learning and deep I mean these sort of things. It's just based on interest. Some things you just do based on interest instead of doing compelling yourself. And yep, and that's why you end up doing, I mean, that's why you end up explaining more compared to just keeping a script for yourself. Like you're gonna say these things in the YouTube video and this is how it's gonna work. No, it's just like, so these sort of plots, scatter plot, histogram, box plot, pie plot. I mean, you can data nominally. You can, or new thread. You can create a new thread. Just ask data nominally in anomaly, data anomaly. These sort of things, they. So if you look, what is anomaly in data? So sort of data points which deviate from the normal pattern, including system malfunctions, human errors, or rare events. So these things come to my mind because I did those things. I did a bit of numericals and all those sort of things, and I like sharing my, I mean, point of view regarding these things, because how to identify data anomalies in database. I did these things in data wrangling because I had a data set where I had to find an anomaly in the data set. And it was like it is interesting because you go through a lot of iterations and you kind of understand. I know these are a bit high level things, but I mean, it's not, I don't think so most of the people do even understand all these things. So normalization, redundancy in data. So I mean, I like these terms. It's just, I mean, it's pretty interesting for me. And I did, I mean, these are the things which I would like to share today. And I think it's a very good tool, to be honest. You can even attach a file, open the Copilot. I am not sure how does Copilot work because I have to still practice it. What is carbon fiber user? Let's see. So these are things. This is very interesting. It makes life easier compared to going through so many links on Google. It's difficult, and the UX is so simple, right? It's not very complex. Just type, write the prompt, and just get it right. Yep. That's all, guys. I hope you like my videos on my YouTube channel. Please comment. I mean, you can even comment like what topics you want me to make videos on. I'm not a tutor. I'm being very clear. I'm not a tutor. Neither I'm selling any course. It's just the things which I really like doing. I do them. It's based on interest. So if you really like want me to make a video on, just comment it, and please do subscribe my channel. That's it. Thank you.